Hi guys, it's Jen. It is 2:15 p.m. Eastern time here in Northeast Pennsylvania. Saturn's Day, October 30th, 2021. And I just wanted to come out and get some sky footage here. We've had crazy weather. The last few days it's dropped down into the 40s, probably even lower. Last I checked it was like 40 degrees. And it's been raining and pretty frigid and windy. And today the temperature went up a little bit. It's still cool. I've got a sweater on, but there's a lot going on this weekend. As most of you know, it's Halloween tomorrow, and also we have this really crazy huge CME solar flare that was inbound the last couple of days and is impacting Earth's atmosphere today. And I have a feeling that has something to do with why the weather dropped dramatically in temperature and why there's cloud cover and precipitation. Maybe to negate some of the effects of the classes, according to the NOAA website, was a G3 solar storm, which could impact the power grid for electricity as well as disrupt internet connection. So I'm wondering if this is some sort of, weather mod going on here to cool things down and shield. Just no proof, just exploring a hypothetical theory. And with Halloween, most of us know that is when the veil, if you will, is at its thinnest, the veil between realms. So it's easier for interdimensional travel. And that can come by beings or by frequency. With that being said, I would just give my advice this weekend: protect your energy as best as you can. Like your personal energy, your mind, your body, your spirit. Kind of form a little shield around yourself so you don't get energy vampires coming through. And no hate to the vampires out there in the world. I'm just saying, those who like to siphon energy from others. I give this advice because that's happened to me most of my life. The wind's picking up now. I figured I would come out for a walk and talk about this. Also, we've got the 11/11 portal date coming up soon. Oh, it looks cool. And I noticed there's a lot of, how do I explain this? I wanted to talk about this because it's been happening to me. And I seem to be, for one reason or another, a guinea pig in this life. Always having certain things kind of tested and experimented on me as a trial and error before it's unleashed to others. One instance is the more gallons thing, and there's just so many instances. But anyways, with technology and the internet, digital media, any kind of media that is digital knows no space or time. Oh, we got company. A flyby. Go figure. What a coinky-dink. I just have to laugh anymore because, you know, I just expect it. Oh, there he goes. Pew! Where are you going? You don't want to talk? You don't want to hang out? I could be an a-hole, I know. What was I going to say? So yeah, my last video I touched on how when you are looking into your screen, let's use boob tube for an example. There might be a video that you click on that says 3 years ago, you know, 1 million views and whatever. And that video that was taken at that point in time and uploaded could somehow, some way, I'm not going to get technical into this, but line up with linear time that we are existing in the now moment, like right now, you know, 2021, October 30th, whatever time it is. And I started literally at one point last week questioning my sanity and questioning if I was truly delusional or if I was losing my mind or what, because it seemed to me that okay, let me backtrack. As most of you know, I have walked this world alone. I do a lot of verbal speaking, usually to myself. And that is A, because there's never really anyone around to discuss things with. And B, that's how I process information, is one of the ways is verbally talking it, you know, speaking it. Like if I'm trying to work through a problem, I'll talk out loud like, oh, okay, so if I go this way, then that's going to take me to A street, but if I make a left, then I'm going to go to B street. Like I'll literally talk like that out loud to myself, quote unquote. And I do that when I watch videos. You know, I'll hear a conversation or I'll watch a news thing and I'm going back and forth talking to my screen, but lo and behold, I'll catch these little mannerisms and reactions that seem to coincide with exactly what I'm saying when I'm saying it. And I'm thinking, are they hearing me? Like, am I on camera too? Is this live? What's, like, I was literally questioning my sanity. And no, I'm not insane. That is the whole purpose of these screens ever since they were introduced into homes, beginning with the television. They are devices. They emit frequencies as well as subliminal messages. And today we've got propaganda and driving trends and things like that. Mind control. So yeah, I really felt like in some instances I was in court or on trial against certain others whom I speak out against, because that's what I do, and I have done on my YouTube channel, is expose corruption and deception where I see it, I call it, and I share my life's journey, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, and brutal, and humiliating, and mortifying, and degrading, because I want to show in proof what 45 years of living in this country as a product of a failed government and society does. And what better way to just use myself and my life as the literal example and proof. You know, and then I started getting all this attack and mockery, and you know, with digital editing tools, it's like having a photo that you have blemishes on your skin, let's say, and they can be airbrushed and photoshopped out. Filters. Well, that's also true for videos. And that's why I don't believe everything I see on the internet, because some of us foresaw this coming, but you know, they can take any person and place them in a situation and then add details and falsified facts to the internet, just like Wikipedia, where anyone, you or I, could go on any Wikipedia page and edit it to our liking, whether it's true or not. So I try not to judge a book by its cover. I try to observe as many things as I can before I come to a decision about whether it can be believed or not. And that is part of the reason why I chose not to vote in the 2020 presidential election, because I was not confident in either party. I do not subscribe to red or blue. I am no party affiliation. And also another reason why I take my right of authority to myself in making decisions for myself very seriously, because when that is in someone else's hands, they just don't make the choices or decisions that I would make for myself, because no one knows me like I know me, and I don't know anyone else like they know themselves. So I wouldn't dare try to dictate to someone else what they should or shouldn't do, or force a belief on someone. I simply share my knowledge of what I've researched and learned, sometimes coupled with my experience, and then if there was a lesson involved, the wisdom gained. And I'm all about accuracy. I really have no patience or room for error, because that allows the infection to creep in, so to speak. Anyways, so there's been these news debates and, you know, high-profile people on trial for different things. Let's take Facebook and the fine that Mr. Zuckerberg just received for selling information, selling the users' information. So he got a $6+ billion fine. Well, to me, that's a little bit of a slap on the wrist. What type of restitution is made for the users of whose information was stolen? Is there any recompense there, restitution there, or amends made there? No. He got a fine. So I find that when I'm watching these news briefings, that it is actually a trial being held. And, you know, it's basically like you're in court and on the stand. And then other things, I watch a lot of, or I listen to a lot of music and watch a lot of music videos, usually while I'm working. And I noticed on the live concerts and videos, I do sing along and dance along sometimes, well, all the time. And I kept feeling like, is this an audition or something? Or like, am I being watched or like graded or something's going on? And I guess the peace dealer was right when he called it Guild Wars setting up. And people finding their tribes and their little genres of where they fit in, and their people and their crews and their gangs, and it's happening on all levels. And I keep up with a lot of technology, namely SpaceX and Tesla. Originally, that began, I had an interest in the man behind the companies and the technologies, because I've been kind of a weirdo, a freak. It's very strange, very odd, very unique and different in this world. And, you know, I've led a pretty lonely life because I'm very different. And I found some qualities in someone else that I resonated with. Like, wow, there's somebody that's like me, you know, that's weird. And it intrigued me at first. So then I, to be honest, studied his character and observed, you know, mannerisms, and then finding out about the technologies and that being concurrent with the advancement in artificial intelligence, I question everyone's integrity. You know, we all know throughout history when discoveries of things fall into the wrong hands, that could be a danger to humanity and this planet. So, you know, I didn't really know this whole time, you know, are his intentions good? You know, is this just a ploy to get out of Dodge, or is this really a chance for humanity? Like, blah, 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 all this. So, but what I found was, I don't know, I guess it was just comforting in a way, because whether they call it autism or whatever it is, my extra sensory abilities that I've had my whole life makes me look really, really cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and mad and deranged and, you know, crazy, insane to others. That's how I've always been perceived. I don't need the confirmation. That is part of why I'm socially awkward and I tend to not interact socially, is because I can read energy and I always have been able to. So when people have feelings or judgments or opinions or whatever about me, I pick up on it very easily. And I don't say anything. I don't make a deal of it. I just keep it to myself. But I know, you know? And I guess I related because there were just a lot of similarities with, bullying in childhood, and then being that really, really, one that everyone thought crazy, 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 but having some of the same mannerisms, and it was comforting in a way. It was like, oh my God, there's somebody else out there in this world that's like me, I'm not alone. But then I'm thinking, I always gotta flip the coin, and I test everything, and like, always, because it seems like my whole life I've either been lied to, or used, or taken advantage of, or played, or tricked. And I'm just at a point anymore where I'm so like disgruntled by that anymore, that I have such a like fortified walls of a citadel built around me that like it takes a lot for me to trust anyone, like a lot. And maybe that's a horrible thing to say, but it's the truth. And backfire, gunshot. Well, I've walked around with an X on my forehead my whole life. Life of a TI. Anyways, so I guess it intrigued me, and then I started following advancements, and then I'm putting things together, and I'm not going to get into it now, but there is so much more going on behind the scenes that people would just... It's so surreal and unreal that it's almost unbelievable, but it is, so therefore it, must be dealt with and explored, because these things are happening. And in my opinion, again, I have no proof of evidence of this, just a very well-educated guess and probability that every single person in this country, if not this world, is under some sort of surveillance. And this is why they're calling it cancel culture right now, is because if you're not trending or popular or whatever, advancing the agendas that the corrupt or deceptive have in mind, then you're canceled. Kind of like what they've done to prominent figures throughout history, silenced, and hence the whole censorship thing. Well, I'm all about freedom and rights and sovereignty and liberty, but I'm also about responsibility and accountability. And that's kind of what's going on. Everything's balancing out. Everything is coming to justice or judgment, if you will, balancing those Libra scales, making sure they're even and fair, and that it's not lopsided and out of order. But here's the thing. With all the advent and advancement of artificial everything anymore, and the scales of checks and balances being so out of order, as in very few having such an excess and very many having not enough, things are out of balance in every way, shape, and form, on and off this planet. And things are going to balance out one way or another, whether humans like it or not. So the faster people can come to terms with either A, getting back to the organic way of life, which is the natural, holistic way things were meant to be, meaning the earth provides everything in abundance for the sustenance, health, and well-being of humanity. Food, water, oxygen, medicine, nature, inspiration, resources.